Probably missed the whole of Group B.
Exactly that. Tops for a break.
Game shot on the third leg. Matt
Fabulous from Matty Denon. It's a break of throw. He leads 2-1.
You can end up losing a dart or two just by going the wrong ways.
Bullseye to break straight
Game
back.
shot on the fourth
and we
leg.
can see
Tom
what it means
Lonsdale.
to him. We get a little fist pump.
The 78.
Tommy require 32.
All of a sudden, there's pressure. Double eight. And
Game
Tom
shot
Lonsdale
Tom Lonsdale
finds double eight to beat Matty Denon 4-3 in our opening game of the session. And we can see what it means to him. He knows he's taken a giant stride towards Saturday night's final, but still work to do for the Scholar. But coming up after the break, Dave Davies knows it is a must-win game if he is to have any chance of making Saturday night's final, where he takes on Lee Cox.
Lee require
Please do drop us a message, social media, at MSS Darts. Double 12. David Davies is watching,
Game shot
and he's not going to like what he's seeing. Lee Cox is going, why can't I hit a double at the end of a big 1-4-1 combination, but I can't hit one when I've got 3 in my hand?
Now.
Lee require
What's happening here?
126.
All of a sudden, is this going to be daylight robbery from Cox? It's a dart at the ball.
101.
Oh my, how close was that, Matt?
Fine effort. Excellent effort.
David, you require 8.
But has time run out for Lee Cox?
Double 2.
Game shot
And
and the match.
David
Davies
gets over the line, and you can see what it means to him. We get a fist pump there. We get an ironic smile from Lee Cox as he misses a dart at the ball. But all of a sudden, this Group B table is looking rather congested. We've got Matty Denon on 6 points, Lee Cox and now Dave Davies on 4. Can Kevin Edwards join the party after the break?
Matt, you require 96. Game shot on the
Strong
first
start
leg.
from
Matt
Denon.
Denon.
Just have. Doesn't matter if it comes early or late then.
180.
Fabulous stuff from the Scholar as he's threatening a break of throw.
140.
It's a great last start from Edwards. He needed it. But Matty Denon is motoring right now. Back-to-back maxes to leave 41 after 9. And the 136 isn't going to go. So Denon is looking to break here.
60.
And 2-0
Matt, you require
will be
41.
a mountain to climb for Edwards.
Game shot on the second
Break
leg.
applied.
Matt Denon.
2-0 Denon.
You require
And that might
61.
be the last darts he throws in this game as Matt Denn looks to put himself 1 foot in the door of Saturday night.
Game shot and the match.
And
Matt
after
Denon.
a disappointing opening game for Matty Denon, he rights the wrongs of match 1 with a 4-1 victory over Kevin Edwards as he moves on to 8 points and he edges ever closer to Saturday night's final. 94.81 average for the Scholar, 4 from 5 on the outer ring. But coming up next, it's almost a must-win game for Lee Cox after defeat in his opener as he takes on the league leader, Tom Lonsdale, to take the opening leg.
Lee require 100.
I just feel this has to be clean and crisp to settle him down after the opening game. It's one more at 10s and it
Game
goes.
shot on the first leg. Lee Cox.
I just think he will gain so much confidence by that simple but effective finish.
Tom, you require 81.
It's going to be 2 at double 12 for a level game. And level
Shot on
again
the
we
fourth
are.
leg. Tom Lonsdale.
The finishing has been deadly from both.
Tom, you require 104.
2 trebles.
Game shot on the fifth
my.
leg. Tom Lonsdale.
He likes a party piece, and Matt, you're sat there absolutely stunned. It's a breaker throw for Lonsdale.
Sixth leg, it's Tom.
Not just swagger, I'd say some swagger jagger.
Oh,
133.
No. He's left it. He's done it. He's actually left the bottle.
He's going to go for it as well.
Has he just hit 13 to leave
Yes,
the
he
ball
has.
for the match?
100.
And he's going to go for it.
Tom, you require
It's the ball
50.
to qualify. The ball. Oh. 8-8 for a place in the final.
Game shot.
And
Match.
Tom Lonsdale has booked his place in the final. Oh, it's a little bit of a frosty handshake up there as well. Lee Cox is not a happy boy, you can see there, but Tom Lonsdale will not care. He is into the final. And there are the numbers: 92.80 for Lonsdale, 4 from 6, and that 104 blockbuster.
David, you require 109.
This would be a match-turning moment.
A table-turning moment. A week-changing moment.
It's going to be one dart at tops.
Game shot on the 5th leg. David
And
Davies.
look what it means to him. That is huge.
Whose hopes of qualification lie in the balance. Switches over to the 16s. It's a dart at the ball.
60.
A fine
David, you
effort for Kevin
require
Edwards,
20.
but is that his last hope?
It's now the moment. And
Game
this
shot
time,
and the match.
David Davies gets over the line. It is a 4-2 win. It's a huge fist pump from the Welshman. And all of a sudden, he is now favourite to qualify for Saturday night's final. He has leapfrogged Lee Cox in the table. The average is nothing to write home about, but he won't care. It was that 109 checkout that did all the damage and moves him favourite to get into the finals. So
Matt, you
Denon will be
require
back
16.
for a place in the final.
Game shot and
Matt
match.
Denon
Matt
with a
Denon.
4-0 whitewash of Lee Cox books his place in Saturday night's showpiece. Lee Cox moves off the stage and his fate is now out of his own hands. He will have to sit and watch a ton-topping average from Denon coming up after the break. Kevin Edwards against Tom Lonsdale.
Else right now.
Tom, you require 170.
We know what's coming now. The ball.
127.
A couple
Tom,
of
you require
highlights.
170.
Another for the ball. The
Game shot on the
bullseye for
6th
the
leg.
fish.
Tom Lonsdale.
It's the 170 for Lonsdale, and this time he didn't refuse the ball, and Matt is sat there smirking,
7th and final leg.
trying
It's
to
Kevin to
assess
throw
what
first.
he has just seen. Point up when your
Tom, you
dart is
require
sat like that. I know it's
112.
unconventional double, but it's a double. Tops to win it.
Game shot
And
and,
win
the
it.
match.
He
Tom
does.
Lonsdale.
Tom Lonsdale comes from 3-0 down to win 4 on the spin to move back top of the table, and that eliminates Kevin Edwards from the hunt here in Group B. He can now not reach the final as he reels in the big fish in that one. There we have it, 85-47 for Lonsdale, the 170, the standout. But coming up after the break, David Davies can book his place in tomorrow night's final with a win over Matty. Double 10 for Denon.
Game
This
shot
time
and the
he
match.
hits.
Matt Denon.
Matty Denon has finished his Group B campaign with a 4-0 whitewash over David Davies. He will move into tomorrow night's final, but that is one life for the Welshman gone. Coming up after the break, it is a must-win game for Lee Cox if he is to have any chance of joining tomorrow night.
Lee, you require 136.
The 136 isn't going to go. 16 will tee up tops.
96.
But now
Kevin, you
Kevin
require
Edwards should get at
76.
least one dart to win this leg. May get 2. It's going to stay there for double 18 for a break.
Game shot on the 3rd leg. Kevin Edwards.
Oh my. I'm guessing
Lee,
he'll
you
go the
require
ball.
61.
It's going to be 2 darts at double 18.
Game shot on the 5th leg. Lee Cox.
Lee Cox is 1 away.
He was not making a hole
Lee,
in
you
that one.
require 8. Game shot and the match.
Lee Cox has done his part. He has done everything he can. He wins match 9, 4-3. He's off the stage like lightning. I think he believes he's out. That reaction says to me, he thinks he's done, but he's not. Game 10 is still very much alive. And coming up after the break, it is all on the line for David Davies as he plays Tom Lonsdale.
$27. Tom, you require 86.
Another.
Game shot on the first leg. Tom Lonsdale.
First blood for Tom Lonsdale. And David Davies has missed an early opportunity. Tomorrow night's final.
Game
There it
shot on the
is.
fourth leg. David Davies.
And that reaction to me says it all. He knew exactly what he needed to do. We had a growl and a snarl when
Fifth
that double
leg,
eight
it's Tom
went
to
in.
throw first. Game on.
So
David, you
David
require
Davies
40.
looking at tops to complete a remarkable day in Group B. And he hits.
Game
David
shot and the match.
Davies
David
seals
Davies.
a 4-2 victory over Tom Lonsdale, confirming his place in tomorrow night's final. Remarkable from the Welshman. He was up against it from the off, but 86.05, 4 from 17, 23% on the outer ring. Remember, going into this game, he only needed 2 legs, and he got them at the earliest opportunity. Congratulations to him and to Matty Denon for topping the table.
Yeah, indeed. Only needed a couple of legs. Got the win in the end, but what a dramatic end to the evening. We'll take a look at the results. It was all about the last 2 in the end. Lee Cox did his bit. He didn't know it, but then David Davies more than did his.
Say a dramatic ending. It's been a dramatic night all the way through. David Davies, absolutely brilliant when you look at the job that he's done tonight. He came into this only on 2 points. He got those at the back end of yesterday. Lost his first 3 fixtures. Got himself into contention, then had that 4-0 defeat to Matty Denon, and you think at that point, is that a heavy defeat? Is that a big blow that he's not going to be able to recover from? And he did. Real character and quality tonight from David Davies, and he's earned that place into finals night.
Yeah, there's been a few different kind of characters in this group. Matty Denon I spoke to earlier, Mr. Sensible, he was coined. David Davies with the drama there. Tom Lonsdale has been sort of Mr. Style, hasn't he? Had some brilliant flashy finishing earlier on.
He's been Mr. I Can't Explain, and when we're going to chuck him in a lineup tomorrow with Reece Robinson, what's going to happen? It's going to be one of the hardest days on commentary I think I've ever had in my life, trying to work out what's going on with these two. But amongst that, we're seeing so much brilliance from Tom Lonsdale. I said the same with David Schlichting this afternoon. Coming in as a debutant, we saw him in Group A, and after the Group A campaign, I didn't think we was going to see them both get through to Saturday, but they've both really stepped it up at the back end of this week and really shown what they're capable of.
Yeah, we'll talk about Matty Denon a bit more in a moment, but David Davies, after that dramatic end, he's downstairs talking to Phil Bars.
David, congratulations. What a thrilling night we've had here in Group B. You've done it the hard way. How would you sum that one up?
As you just said, Denn, I've done it very, very hard. Yesterday I was a little bit unlucky. I should have come away with more points than I did. Today I had nothing to lose. Just my plan was just to go through the roster today, and yes, I've lost 1, but I've made it difficult at the end. I've just been told I needed 2 legs. Does not bother me whatsoever. 1 leg, 2 leg. I want to win every game I play.
So going into that last game, did you believe you had to win it to go through?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I don't want favours off anyone or anything like that. I want to win every single game that I play, and that's my attitude through my career.
In the practice room, what was it like watching Lee play in Game 9 while you were trying to get ready for Game 10?
Obviously, you're thinking, I do need that, but I want to get through on my performances, on my results, not what other people have done. So I just concentrate on what I'm doing.
And when you lost your penultimate game, what was the pressure like? Because obviously you had an opportunity then to get the job done a lot earlier. So were you feeling it going into that last game?
Oh, 100%. Tom's a great player, and he was home and dry, but Tom put 100% in all his games, so I knew I was up against it. I didn't know what I needed. I just needed to know that I needed to win, and yeah, thankfully I've come through.
We've seen you put some big numbers in the vault, some real eye-catching ones. Are you going to need to find that form tomorrow against some of the big hitters and the big scorers?
100%. I haven't played my best over the last 2 days, but to get through and not play your best. I know there's more to come, and yeah, I'm hoping to show that tomorrow.
Do you feel ready now to take that next step here? You've got to finals night before and it's not quite happened. Time is now?
Every time I come here, I learn something new about the game, something about myself. Even the 2 days I've been here now, the preparation's better. I've been playing well, so yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Do you believe in fate? Because sometimes after day one and the performances you had, you could have felt sorry for yourself, but you haven't, and you're now in finals night. Are you a great believer in if it's to be, it's to be?
Oh, 100%, yeah. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and darts is one of those games where it can go well today and not so good tomorrow. So, again, I've got through not playing my best, so tomorrow I'm sure I'll turn up and prove why I'm here.
Dave, many congratulations.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Yeah, great chat with David Davies there. Thanks, Phil, for that. We'll talk about the performance of the night now. Maybe the performer of the last couple of nights actually came against David Davies, Matt Denon, with that fabulous 4-0 victory, 101 average in that as well. He has just got on with it, as he said himself.
Boringly, as he would say himself, but he said also he wants to win. And tomorrow night will be quite a big night for him. He's just had a new child, so a sizable amount of prize money available tomorrow, which just makes life a little bit easier when you're in that situation as well. But he has been the class act of this group, but he's going to have his hands full tomorrow night. I think he's capable of doing so, but he's going to find it a little bit tricky. But I did think he'd win this group, as I mentioned a few times so far this week.
You did, yeah, you did. Not that you like to say I told you so, just as long as we can clear that up. Let's take a final look at the Group B table. Matt Denon, top of it, just pipping Tom Lonsdale there on leg difference, and David Davies with that dramatic end. Just a word on Lee Cox, because he just looked like a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders.
He did, and I think he's just, because he's so close to doing something brilliant and doing something good, that he's still so far away from it. And I think once he crosses that line and he does it, he'll realise that it's not as glorious as he thought it was, and actually it becomes a lot easier to do so. I can testify this myself. Like, I always wanted to get onto the TV stage, and once you've done it, it's like, oh, is that it? It's not what you think it's going to be, and it's not as big as a deal as once you get there. And then it just becomes easier to get there again and to sort of repeat that sort of feat. So I think once Lee Cox has done that and he's got through that and he's had that sort of personal gratification, I think then it'll become a lot easier.
But I promise you, finals night is a big deal here at the Modus Super Series. And here are the groups. Have a look at those for the first time. The two groups we've got. I mean, look at that Group 1 for style, swagger. There's going to be some spectacular stuff. Rhys Robinson, David Schlichting, Tom Lonsdale, all in the same group.
Yeah, I think the groups have actually split up perfectly. I think that's how I'd like to have seen it as well. Group 1's going to be a little bit funky, a little bit hard to explain. And I think we're going to see some interesting things in that Group 1, where Group 2, I think we're going to get a little bit more composure, and we're also going to get a touch of class.
Yeah, they'll let the darts do the talking in that one, but Group 1, there'll be plenty of style. Just give us a name. Who do you think is going to be lifting that trophy on that stage behind us tomorrow night?
I think Rhys Robinson, Scott Taylor, Matt Denon. It'll be one of the three.
Oh, okay. He nearly went for all six there, but he would have been right, wouldn't he? Just make sure you join us to find out. We're live from 7:30 on the Modus Super Series YouTube channel, and for the semis and final, live on Sporty Stuff TV for the penultimate finals night of this series. We will see you then.